Hey, this is Kina Knisley. This is Real Talk About Real Estate. And today I have Sam Franklin from Philadelphia. I'm so excited because I've never been to Philadelphia. And y'all have that bell there, right?
We have the Liberty Bell.
Oh, yes. I've never.
We have the Constitution.
Oh my goodness. So
Um,
I'm so excited. I won't go all political. Something came to mind. I won't say that on a recording. Anyway, so
we get everyone coming here for the Constitution. It's not, you can be of any political persuasion to come and visit the birthplace.
I would love that. But before we come visit the Constitution, what's the market like there?
So that's a complicated question because Philadelphia is a very large city, but has a very small core that's very walkable. So when people think about Center City, Philadelphia, which could be in, Independence Mall, you could walk from there to Rittenhouse Square in maybe 20 minutes, depending how fast you walk. Like, it wouldn't even make sense to necessarily drive if you're able to do the walk.
So what is Rittenhouse Square?
Rittenhouse Square is actually the park that you see behind me. It is probably, after the historical national monuments, the second most well-known area that people come to in Philadelphia. It's a square. It's not huge, but we have a lot of parks, and this has some of the highest priced condos surrounding the park and some nice restaurants.
So what would a condo cost us if I wanted to live on the edge of that park?
If you wanted to live in now, this is what's really cool about that location is there are a couple buildings where you can buy like the actual entry price of, they have high condo fees, but they have low prices. So you could get a 1-bedroom that's not a terrible size for maybe like 400,000, or pay, 1.5 for, something a little bigger and a higher amenities, higher end building. But you can get that great location at a variety of price points.
So what are your fees? What are the fees looking like on those?
So a couple of the buildings with the lower fees have, with the lower prices, sometimes have fees that are like $1 to $1.50 per square foot, which is a lot. If you imagine that your taxes plus your homeowners might actually be similar to your actual mortgage payment. Not now, because we have higher interest rates, but when we had really low interest rates, your taxes, insurance, and condo fee could be equal, in some of those older buildings. They tend to include all of your utilities and not be pet friendly. So they're really not for everyone. Newer buildings, Philadelphia is very dog friendly. Newer buildings are almost always pet friendly. Some have weight or breed restrictions, but people have pets. So, and they're moving. A big part of our market here, especially for condos in the nicer areas, is a lot of people who, instead of moving to a 55 plus, move to a high rise.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
So if you're coming from one of the inner suburbs, you would have to move to an outer suburb to get in a 55 plus that may really just be not what you're used to in terms of convenience. So people, when they have more free time, are like, I want to be with the museums, I want to have all the dining options, and ultimately I don't want to be driving, and it becomes I'm part of an aging in place organization that really focuses a lot on this, about people being able to stay in their homes longer term.
That's great. So,
and also considerations that how you can, I forget what the term is that they use, kind of or lower your chances of having injuries or something that could precipitate you,
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I wonder if we have.
It is. And Philadelphia is definitely a place where people come for that, you know, definitely move here for that because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily want to be further away from their kids. So a lot of people, Philadelphia is, when compared to DC or New York, is still very affordable. It is not necessarily as affordable as it was pre-pandemic, but I think that that's true just about everywhere for everything.
Yeah. So how has it been? Is your inventory moving, or do you have a lot of inventory?
So inventory below, so there's kind of like the lower priced luxury properties still sell pretty well. Some of the, more 600 to 900 price range is, I think, a little bit slower, but it also depends on the specific neighborhood. So 3 blocks one way could be a much slower market than the other, going 3 blocks the other direction, which sounds crazy, but we really are a very city of neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods really change. Yeah. So there are neighborhoods where you just don't see that many listings, and when they come up, you have to go and see them immediately. Like, it's very hard to buy them remote, just because they're little row homes and they go so quickly. In the suburbs, it's so heavily a cash market that when we initially sold our house in Philly and we're moving out here, we're like, okay, it was all a little bit unexpected. Let's see where we really want to be. And then I was like, wow, it is so hard to buy out here under $1 million without having cash. It's like, let alone a lower, we were, just from our personal experience, it's still such a hot market.
That's great though, but it is hard when
it is hard.
Beat out by all the cash. Yeah, we see that here because we have a lot of VA buyers, and then they'll get beat out by cash buyers.
So I have worked with several sellers who, because of VA loans being 0% down, really needed to understand and have a lot of explanation. And in one case, felt very guilty about initially not taking the person's offer because they were like, no, I want this person to have my house now. Because the guy had a good deposit. He was just taking advantage of his veteran benefit. And it's like, he earned it. So there you go.
Yeah, it's just an education process. We do a lot of VA loans here, but we're also part of VA Rep, which is educating agents that aren't in military markets about the VA loan. Because a lot of agents, unfortunately, don't understand it. If you're not, I'm probably doing every other offer is a VA offer, right? So.
VA loans are much easier to deal with and have fewer problems here. Than FHA.
So, yeah.
So the FHA appraisers really, are checking the electrical. Is there peeling paint? And it's like our houses are old, so.
Okay, so what do people enjoy doing in Philadelphia? We already talked about the Liberty Bell and the park, but what else is there to do?
So people love going out to eat. They love museums and cultural activities. We have a lot of free things. So you can go to, there are all of the art galleries in a neighborhood will be open on a designated day. There's an area called Old City that has a lot of galleries, and the first Friday of every month, the galleries open to the public and have some sort of snacks and wine or drinks. Fun. And if you like art or just want to do something different, it's really fun. And you meet a lot of people because everyone's there to talk. You meet the people, a lot of the artists will be there or the person who owns the gallery. And Philadelphia is very down to earth in a lot of ways that like New York or DC, in my opinion, are not. So you can really go and be in a lot of different environments here without having to get like dressed up, you know. It's really nice. Like we're not necessarily always casual, but we tend to just are a little bit go with the flow, which
no,
I
that
think
is
really
great.
nice.
So
People love our sports. We have crazy sports fans, all, you know, particularly like Eagles, Phillies. We have hockey, basketball. That's a huge thing here, the sports. A lot of people like hiking, outdoorsy things. We're close to the Poconos. We're very close to the New Jersey shore and not far from the Delaware beaches. So there's a lot of outdoorsy things that even if you're in the city, people like to go outside. They like to take a bike, or a lot of bike riding in the city. Terrifies me personally, but yeah, people do it, and it's a great way to get around because parking has become expensive.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing about Philadelphia. If you have anybody that is moving there, I know Sam is great at relocation. So if you know anybody moving to Philadelphia and they want to sell in Philadelphia or invest, I would love to get you connected. So this has been Kina Nicely with Real Talk about real estate. Thank you so much, Sam.
All right, it was so nice to meet you, Kina.